This is the UFL and UFL Primetime, live from just off the shores of Lake Ontario. Welcome to the Flower City. Welcome to Rochester, New York, where the Pioneers finally, do they have all their lunch pails in order? Are they set to go? Are the Charlotte Royals ready to avenge a championship loss from 2 seasons ago? It all starts here in the snow and bitter cold here in Upper New York. Good evening, folks. I'm Tyler Falk, joined in the booth here by my friend and broadcast partner, John Warren. John, opening weekend, we got a good one slated here in Rochester.
Snow game, snow game, snow game. I am so psyched to have a snow game week one. Matt Wilson is an incredible quarterback. He can kill you with his arm, but he can kill you with his feet too. He loves to run it in. I think this is going to be an exciting game. Can't wait to call it.
And here we go from New York. And Charlotte will get the opening kickoff. Good little shifty move, trying to get up to the 28-yard line. And that's just about where they'll be stopped. And out comes Clements out now here to begin the first drive of his first drive of the season. That run off the left-hand side going very nowhere. Chris Curtis going nowhere. He gets blended into the snow here after just a yard.
Big hit from that corner coming around untouched.
Ouch, set off to the right for Clements. Pressures the tight end, Boone in motion, handoff Curtis, and Curtis is going backward again. Rochester finding their home in the snow. They're gonna knock back Curtis for a loss of 5. It's Watson on the tackle.
Curtis is an all-star, but so far, Rochester's been ready for the run. They know the snow, hand the ball off a lot. They are absolutely ready for it. Chris Curtis might have a long night ahead of him here. We'll see. We'll see what they drop here on 3rd and long.
Pass coming. Scanning, looking, near side. That one is picked up, and he got the feet down at the 50-yard line. Allen holds it in. What a catch! And Rochester take over.
It's an absolutely ridiculous move from Joe Allen to get his toes down on this pick. The pressure in his face, but he comes down. Look, I think he got both feet in. We might have to take a look at the heel again. No, it's number 78 right away with the camera. So we didn't get a good angle of it, but I think he got his feet down. What a turn of events here and a huge momentum swing early.
One of the best DBs in the UFL comes away with a pick, and out trots number 12, Matt Wilson, for his first drive of the season. He'll hand it up the middle in the run game here in the snow going nowhere. Both running backs for both teams having trouble getting going here early.
Ralph Leopold right there with a little swim move. Oh, just gets right in the backfield. Both teams obviously ready for the run. The snow is one of those things you assume, okay, we're going to hand the ball off. We're going to get the run game going. Maybe that opens up the pass. Mears stopped there, and they lost about a yard on that play.
The run toward the near side, and that one's going nowhere for Mears. And it's quickly 3rd and 10 now for Rochester.
1 yard gain, best run of the game so far for either team. This might be a defensive battle.
Snowball's going to be a little bit slippery. Finding your feet going to be a little bit slippery. Wilson taking off, looking for a lane, trying to be a shifty man, but he gets ultimately brought down a yard shy of the line to gain. Don Johnson with the tackle, and it's 4th and 1.
Yeah, that was the first down saving tackle from Johnson. We talked about it at the top of the show. Matt Wilson just good at tucking and running. He didn't like what he saw downfield, liked what he saw in the middle. Bit of an open hole there. You want to see his back turn upfield and block a little bit faster than that. That was probably what saved that from being a first down.
Unclaimed Drake O'Leary is on to punt this one away. It's a high spiraling punt. This is going to be a very short punt, and fair catch hauled in at the 25 by Timbers. That is where Charlotte will take over. 2 opening drives, nowhere to go. John Clements 0 for 1 in his first in the first drive. That only passing attempt, a pick by Joe Allen. They'll try and stretch it out left side. Curtis can get up to maybe the 29-yard line before we take a look at the Rochester defense. We already met Joe Allen, but who are some other notable names here on the defense, John?
Okay, Vincent is really the one you want to look at on this defense. That linebacking core is really great. We already saw Joe Allen there with that pick. So this is a good defense with some talented players there. They came ready to play tonight.
Vincent, the outside linebacker, he partners alongside Keith Wheeler at middle linebacker, and then Tayumi is the free safety. Curtis again on the give. Left side breaks a tackle, and he's off to the races. He's loose inside the 30, inside the 20. He's gone all the way to the barn for a 71-yard score.
Look at the breakaway speed from Chris Curtis. I thought Joe Allen might have a chance at a shoestring tackle, but it's no good. Oh, Chris Curtis with the afterburners after that broken tackle. Palmer coming up short, and this Rochester team is on their heels already. Charlotte Royals come into play, finally opening a big lane for Chris Curtis for the touchdown.
Cartacini gets our first points of the UFL primetime game tonight. 2 plays, 75 yards, 71 of them from Chris Curtis alone on just 1 play.
Unreal.
And the Royals take a 7-0 lead early on here in this first quarter. Man, he's fast, John.
He's so fast. I mean, 5'8", but he, 203. It's still a bulky back for that size, but it's the shiftiness. It's that first step speed. Once he rolled out of that first broken tackle, he was able to put his foot in the dirt, and God, he was gone. That speed is going to be an asset for the Royals all season.
So we're set for another kickoff here. Charlotte to kick it away over to Rochester as we're back and underway. 8:13 to go. This one will be hauled in the end zone and down for a touchback. And so Matt Wilson and company again come out onto the field, and we've seen a little bit of Casey Mears, the tailback, but we'll see if Matt Wilson can find a couple of his wide receivers and maybe a hashtag throw it to the tight end as well, John.
Yeah. We haven't seen Evan Wood really have any action yet, but he's a talented tight end, and they've got a lot of options.
It's a run with backup tailback Everage. His gains about 7 before being brought down. Good opening play on the drive.
It's a good 1-2 punch at running back. Obviously, Casey Mears is the standout, but Everage, the unclaimed player, is also quite good.
Shot to the left here for Wilson. Sends a man in motion. Good little trap play up the gut, but Mears can go nowhere. Heck of a stop from Kenbrell Carr, unclaimed right side out linebacker.
Yeah, big stuff. I would look again for Matt Wilson, the brought back, look to pass, but he might take off with this one too, depending on what he sees.
They're heavy set. Playbook's a little bit more wide open here in the short yard situation. They'll try and go Mears again, right side. She picks up a first down, still trying to turn her legs forward and gains enough yardage for a first down.
Yeah, just totally keep moving the legs. That almost looked like a broken play in the back, but they're looking to get that into the hands of Casey Mears.
And in case you missed it, there's the ticker at the bottom of your screen with some of the plays that from UFL game day. A couple of blowouts, Miami over New Orleans, Chicago making a comeback, but ultimately falling short to Milwaukee. Here comes Mears right side, and she's got space, and she's out of a tackle and then ushered out of bounds at the Charlotte 45.
Lowering the shoulder there, 227, 6 feet tall. It's really the tale of two sides here. The backs for the Royals, undersized, very fast. Casey Mears and Ronnie Everage, both big backs who can really lower their shoulder. Mears, look at this. Ooh, just gets the extra yards right there at the end. Hard to bring down.
She's a tough cookie, ain't she? And now she'll get a much-needed break on the sideline, and Matt Wilson will have a different backside car left of him. And off, Everage to the left side. Good little move to the inside to pick up a couple yards. It'll set up 2nd and 4, and this Royals defense, anchored by middle linebacker Don Johnson. Already seen Don on a couple of tackles earlier today, John.
Yeah, he's been pretty active.
Wilson throws a patented duck over the middle, hit as he throws, incomplete, 3rd and 4.
I mean, you mentioned it. There might be a wet football out there tonight, and that certainly seems to be the case. That looked like a total duck.
Punch off to Wilson's right here on 3rd and 4. 5-step drop, looking, scanning, overarm, caught, and down the field. Nice catch and change for Devontae Christian, the tight end.
Not the featured tight end Evan Wood, but also very talented. Gets free here midfield, and nice route. Just got behind a couple of defenders. Was able to turn upfield, get a couple extra yards. That's the kind of activity Matt Wilson needs from these receivers.
Why Wilson will hand off to Mears, who's back in the game. She finds a hole. Nice little juke. And she's down at the 11-yard line, 1st and 10 inside the red zone.
This might be a running back duel, Mears and Curtis. Mears so good at finding those holes and bursting through them. So is Chris Curtis. So this might just be a really fun running back battle. That juke made that defender just slip and slide all over the snow. You're looking at that. Unbelievable. Setting up, I think, 1st and goal, maybe just outside. Yep.
And she's a bit more of that hybrid back, a bit taller than most of your speedy backs, and not as much weight as you would expect to see on a power back. So she a good little hybrid. She's showing off a bit of more niftiness and a bit of power tonight. Wilson looking underneath, caught, no, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Justin Raside.
Ball's hard to throw and it's hard to catch in the snow. That was a good pass, though. I love the way Matt Wilson gets rid of the ball fast. He can really whip it, sling it out there when he needs to.
Tight end and 2 wide receivers right, handoff Mears. She tried to get through the middle, but she is wrapped up and taken down by defensive tackle Corey Brooks. 3rd and 9.
Yeah, I could not escape the grasp of Corey Brooks. It was just an absolute refrigerator there in the middle of the line for the Royals.
3rd and 9, Wilson to throw, looking back in the end zone, no, incomplete. Looking for another receiver, but could not hook up with Najee Anderson, and the Pioneers will be forced to settle for a field goal.
Yeah, dangerous attempt here. I think I don't hate the choice. I think if the ball had just been out a little bit in front, that would have been a touchdown, maybe.
Even in the snow, not a sure kick. We already know over in just a few miles away over in Buffalo, kicks in this type of weather aren't always automatic, but up and good this time for 3 is Derek Aikens, and we bring in our AI experts, Cameron Irvine, and man, good to see snow back in the game here on VFN.
Yeah, exactly, Tyler, and it was nice to.
And I'm gonna pull out a Dave Axis of the SFL and say, "You're muted, bro."
Well, to you, I did that last time too. To you guys, not to the stream, but anyway, I'll get a grip on it. But yes, very nice to see the weather out on the field. All textures from our co-founder CJ Zilligan, edited, ready to go in the ball game. He was an absolute bad man. Worked on this mod for 5 years. Able to enjoy it tonight and much more.
Thank you, Cam. We'll get updates all night long from Cam as we go out through this UFL Primetime. Glad to have your company. I'm Tyler Falk. He's John Warren, and getting close to the end here of this first quarter. And John, it's just so good to see more football here on VFN, and these two teams playing pretty well to begin the game.
Yeah, and it's a snow game, and it's the first week. It's for first big games, first primetime game on the slate this week, and it's just a ton of fun. I love the snow. I love the attitude and the good vibes in the crowd. I know Rochester's down, but this is a fun game, and it's a long night ahead of us.
Curtis only gets a yard on that carry, and we've already seen so much promise and a lot of good football. And well, Rochester doesn't want to hear this, but here comes a blitz off the edge and down goes the quarterback Clements. Nothing he could do that time about the outside defender Palmer.
Oh, Palmer just gets around on the outside. Oh man, that was really close to being a disaster for John Clements and the Royals. Fortunately, Clements able to tuck it in and not drop the ball on that massive hit from Palmer. That's the kind of defensive big play Rochester needs to swing the momentum once again.
3rd and long. Clements gonna go to the gun. Blitz coming. 5-man rush. Clements can't get rid of it again. And Rochester gets home again. Watson with his first sack of the night.
Wow, just held on to it too long. Rochester sent a blitz, but the Royals actually picked this up pretty well. Bought Clements a lot of time. I'm surprised he didn't let it go downfield. It looks like he might have had a man between the safeties split down deep, but did not want to take the shot. Absolutely crushed here by Watson. Oh, this is going to be 4th in a billion miles. They're going to punt this away.
Back to bunt is Jimmy Smith, whose agent is from the UK. And glad to have Jimmy here in the UFL. And here comes a quick little return up to the 27-yard line. And that is where Rochester will take over. A nice long drive last time out for Matt Wilson and company, John. But they might be looking for 7 here, as they always probably are expected to do. But this Rochester team are called the lovable punching bag of the Metro Division. Haven't been in the playoffs in entire franchise history. Maybe it's Matt Wilson's time to lead them to greatness. Blitz coming. He's going to tuck and try and find a hole, and he is going to get a couple of yards. That was maybe ill-advised, but he will survive the hit.
Yeah, he survived the hit. He didn't like what he saw downfield. I liked the way he changed direction, didn't run toward the traffic, but because he did that, took a little too much time. Defender caught up with him for no gain.
4-man rush. Wilson looking to the outside, caught and on the move. Up the sideline and out of bounds after a good gain of 9 yards, they'll say, all told. And that was the first connection to Evan Wood tonight.
Yeah, Evan Wood is going to want to get involved in this game. Matt Wilson is going to want to get him involved. Speedy tight end for his size.
Pass right side, caught. That one will go for a first down. Wood again on the catch on the quick out.
Yeah, reliable target, big target, fast target. Had to kind of get his hands up to catch that one. Fall down, didn't get much more, but the first down was there. So good start to the drive for Rochester.
They had Charlotte fooled up the middle, thinking they were going to go run. That play action really working to perfection.
Yeah, it is. So many players on this Rochester squad can really hurt you with their feet, so it makes sense that they're really looking out for that.
Rochester home of the French mustard, and that'll take us to the end of the quarter as we end with that. French mustard, no mustard on the football tonight, only one pick, 7-3 Charlotte. And we welcome you back here to New York, just on the shores of Lake Ontario. I'm Tyler Falk, he's John Warren, and Casey Mears gets the opening handoff of the second quarter. She gains a good chunk of yards, 7 all told.
She's always moving her legs. It's something you'll notice about Casey Mears is even when contact arrives, she's still churning those legs, getting as much extra yardage as she can.
3 tight ends here for Rochester. They'll try and run with Mears through the middle. Gets a couple blocks, trying to bounce to the outside. Taken down at the 44-yard line in enemy territory. And that stat tells it all. 11 yards after contact.
Look at the way it just bounces off the hip. Keeps her balance. That was really impressive. Just really good at withstanding the contact and then putting on the jets, finding daylight. You could see her adjustment, kind of mid-breaking that tackle. So smart. Such good vision for a runner.
Wilson looking underneath, caught and falling forward. That's another Pioneer first down to Najee Anderson.
Anderson had that drop near the goal line in that last drive, making up for it with that good first down catch.
More scores from opening week and change. Wilson gonna look deep downfield and got it! Touchdown! A brilliant catch by Anderson! Matt Wilson's first touchdown of the new campaign.
Oh, I want everyone to just look at this absolute dot from Wilson to Anderson. Anderson in the very back of the end zone, toe tapping. I thought that pass was actually a little far, a little strong, but no, Anderson decides to just dip in there, make the diving catch, gets his toes down. Matt Wilson, you can celebrate, my friend. That was an incredible touchdown pass.
Oh, my goodness, and with the snow, you could see the cleat marks in the snow telling us that, yes, 2 feet were down. Rochester take the first lead, their first lead of the night. It's now 10-7.
And that is what this crowd needed to get back into it, to warm up, get excited, get moving. This is this long, cold night. You're going to need your energy to support your hometown. And now the Royals have a chance to come back and answer.
For those plays there, John, for the first couple of plays, it was dink and dunk, and 44 of his 51 yards he had on that drive came on that touchdown pass around. Also 4 for 4. Wilson heating up here in this frigid cold. It's negative 15 here in Rochester. That is the wind chill. So it's a little bit warmer, but my goodness, it's just stone cold here, John.
Listen, it feels how it feels. I know that lake wind is whooshing through here. It's going to feel really cold, and it's going to hurt real bad when you get hit. Even when the football hits your hands, when it's that cold, it stings. That's something you don't really think about. So yeah, this is not easy to play it.
And off Curtis through the middle, and those hits also are going to be felt a little extra with everything just so cold and so rough and tumble. And we know Rochester likes to play more of a blue collar, no nonsense style of game. But man, it's going to leave a toll on these bodies. Flag comes in on the Curtis run. He's a couple yards short of the line to gain, but that play will be taken away. It'll be holding on Wyatt Porter, the left guard.
First flag of the game. Otherwise, it's been pretty clean for that first quarter.
Trap play, Curtis again on the give, and he gets a good couple of yards, albeit 7. That brings him back to the original line of scrimmage where they started the drive.
Clements has not been good on 3rd and long, I'll say that. So this might be an opportunity for Rochester to pin their ears back and try to rush more than 4.
Dime look out of Rochester. They only send 4. Play action. Clements, left side. It is knocked aside. These DBs putting in overtime, and Charlotte will have to punt.
That was very dangerous, almost intercepted. Yeah, that was really close. That was Han Tayumi, almost with the big interception there at the sideline. That would have been the second huge sideline interception for Rochester. And instead, they're going to get the ball back with a punt.
Long punt. And oh, what a move! Made the defender miss and slide in the snow. Oh, we love to see it.
Snow games are so fun. Yeah, Scott Arnold able to get a little juke on his man there and get a couple extra yards. Sets Rochester up nicely. That was a good punt, though. It was Jimmy Smith's, I think, second punt, and that was a very, very, very good punt to set up.
Late handoff here for Mears, and she gets on her horse immediately for 9 yards.
And the delayed handoff is going to work because Matt Wilson is opening up the pass game, right? So you just had that long bomb to Anderson. That really got the Royals thinking about how to differently call their defensive plays. So you might see some delayed handoffs. You might see the middle soften up a little bit now that Matt Wilson's gotten his passing going.
Wilson, deep drop, tries to tuck it and run. He runs right into a sack. Down he goes. Big loss on the play. Going to lose all the yards they got on first down.
Yeah, Matt Wilson had about 1,000,000 yards of daylight if he was actually able to go out to the far side, but instead just could not escape the tackle from Bates. Got a little congested with his own blocker there too. So saw the design, saw what Matt Wilson wanted to do when that play kind of broke down, but not able to escape.
So out comes the punting unit led by Drake O'Leary. try and get something going. Well, he's gonna get off the bench and maybe think he's coming on here after third down, but Wilson here in the gun. Bunch off to his right. Wilson gonna try and check it down underneath and running out of bounds. No good there. And now Rochester will have to punt.
Yeah, Wood, I don't know what that was. I think he just kind of slid out of bounds. Not sure if he wanted to even try it, but they didn't get anything on that play, so here comes the punt.
The snow more than likely playing a factor, trying to blend in with the sidelines in some places. And another good move. And this return for Charlotte is going to go all the way up to the 33-yard line. What a move there from Timbers.
Timbers made his man fall like a big tree in the woods there. I mean, just a one juke move, able to get nothing but air on that defender. So good field position to start for the Royals.
Pass middle is caught for a 5-yard gain here on first down for the Royals. Clements trying to figure out things over in the exhibition game prior to the opening season. They struggled a lot with coverage sacks. Already, Rochester have 2 sacks tonight. So they'll be looking to try and keep them upright here in the cold snow. And off right side, it goes to the backup tailback, Marquise Watts, and he's going to go nowhere, taken down. Bringing up third down again. This Rochester defense loving third down at the moment.
Yeah, they're really good on third down. Short, long, doesn't matter. They're good at getting off the field.
Clements, middle, wide open, across midfield. Nobody was covering the wide receiver, James Cooley.
Yeah, Cooley's not a guy you want to let go uncovered. That's a zone look. He was just able to get right there in the middle. You could see his man was following him, but trails off because he wanted to stay in his area. Instead, just lets Cooley get wide open there. Look at all those Rochester players not able to bring him down right away. Finally, Tayumi brings him down. That was a really good play by James Cooley. I believe that was his first catch of the game.
Shotgun set for Clements. They'll hand off to Curtis for the first time in quite a while, but he's going nowhere. Keith Wheeler in on the stop at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Curtis, his average is now down to about 10.1 yards a carry after his past couple of runs.
He had one big run, and now it's, a lot of swings and misses, but when he hits, man, he's been electric tonight. 1 yard there on that carry, just adding more fuel to the fire.
Another 3rd and 9, though. This is where Rochester makes their money.
Time look here on defense for Rochester. They only send 4. Clements standing about the pocket. Wow. He's going to go down again. 3rd sack of the night for this Rochester defense. It's Cornish who picks it up, and Charlotte will punt again.
Yeah, the Cornish got there, but this is a coverage sack. Clements has got to make a decision here. I know it's 3rd down. I know they don't want to turn the ball over, punt it back, but he's got to throw this away. He's got to do something besides just sit there and wait for Cornish to come get him. This is the 3rd coverage sack we've really seen. And disappointing drive for the Royals.
Trotting out to the punt again is Jimmy Smith. Pretty solid punt a few plays ago. This one angled to the right side. He tries to pin Rochester deep. He'll kick it out of bounds at the 26-yard line. For UFL schedules, standings, stats, rankings, and more, visit the league website at UFL.football and claim your player today. You can help your favorite team succeed there too by just being a fan and declaring your fandom. UFL.football. As Wilson look left side, he just overshot his intended target there.
Yeah, you're going to see that every once in a while. The snow and this moisture, tough to throw in. That just wasn't a great pass out of his arm. You guys see it, second and left.
Wilson now going to send Mears out of the backfield.
No one out there.
Absolutely nobody, and he's going to try and go that way to Mears. Mears holds it, and no! Had it in her bread basket, but an excellent play from The defender jars the ball free. That's Dylan Murphy, the corner.
Oh, they're lucky. I think Matt Wilson might want that bet one back. If he had actually put some more air under that, that might have been a touchdown.
Wilson looking near side, and that one nearly picked off. A diving DB again, drawing it free. That's Russ Harper, the number 1 QB, forcing a 4th down.
Yeah, a disappointing drive a little bit. Ooh, that was really close for Matt Wilson in these Pioneers, but that play call with Mears, that was almost another home run. They might want to take a look at that kind of play again.
Charlotte forces Rochester's offense off the field, and they'll try and set up another drive here at their own 26-yard line. And ever since that second drive of the football game, we have seen very little of this offense, and it's because Rochester's been able just to sit back in coverage and come up with these sacks.
Yeah, they're content with 1st and 2nd down, giving up little dink and dunks, you know, 2 yards here, 4 yards here, whatever, as they're getting off the field. I mean, except for that one conversion the Royals had on 3rd down, they're really not converting. So that's kind of the strategy for the Pioneers.
Run right side, Curtis. He tried to shake and bake, couldn't do it. Cannot evade the hand Taimi tackle. And I think right now, the Rochester Jeffersons, the NFL team from 1920 to 1925, might be very happy with how this Rochester Pioneer team is playing defense. Pump fake, now a hand up for Curtis. That got the defense to jump a little bit. That's a Charlotte 1st down.
Yeah, it's wild to have Chris Curtis be running for 95 yards in the first half and still be talking about the Royals' kind of anemic offense here, but it really has been a good performance from Rochester to really stop the run for the most part. We had that huge home run. Otherwise, they've been pretty good. But now Curtis getting a little going, getting something going here.
High formation here on 1st down. Clements play action. And they're coming again. Yeah. Another sack. This one going to knock him back, way back out of there. A loss of 13. And then we hit the 2-minute warning. Simmons unblocked for the most part. 10-7, Rochester out in front. Welcome back to New York. The Pioneers lead the Royals 10-7. After that sack on 1st down, Clements having to do it all through the air here on 2nd down. That's a pretty good pass. Getting him a good chunky yards. That'll be a good gain of 8, but now they need 15.
Yeah, this is still an ideal situation for Rochester. We'll see what they decide to do here. It looks like they've stacked the box. I wonder if they'll send more pressure.
They keep the 2 tight ends to try and cover, but it allows the coverage to sit back and cover only 3 receivers. Another sack and a 1st time out of the game by Rochester.
Yeah, Rochester smartly calling a timeout here. They can make something happen in a minute and a half.
Now, I know what's going on, and maybe Cam can jump in here and tell me if I'm wrong. They're trying to keep those 2 tight ends to chip block and then have them leak out. It could work if Clements is looking short, but if they're looking deep downfield, Cam, they're running out of time.
Yeah, the problem is Charlotte just does not have enough intermediate routes in this play, but it's obvious here in this first half. It's something that if Charlotte is unable to win this game, Tyler, it'll probably be the number 1 priority for them to try to get that cleaned up before their 2nd game.
Thank you, Cam. Back at SWL headquarters, did a great job on UFL game day just a half an hour ago. Catch the VOD right here on VFN as Wilson, here in this 2-minute drill drive, checks it down underneath. That is caught for a gain of about 4.
Yeah, to Cam's point, I think this is a play calling issue. I mean, Aburatabo and Cooley are both good receivers for the Royals. It's just the routes just aren't there and the coverage is not there. It's there downfield. And
Wilson to Mears out of the backfield, and she'll gain a few more yards. And to that point there, John, we've already seen a pick by one of the best DBs in the league.
Yeah.
Here from Rochester, Joe Allen, and they're trying to test this secondary that really does not want to be tested. As Wilson to another time. He loses the football, and Charlotte recover. It's going to be a big man. Scoop and score. And Charlotte retake the lead.
Oh, in a New York minute, things can really change. They can go from a dream to a nightmare. Matt Wilson strip sack, big man score. Brooks scampers into the end zone. Oh, that is a brutal end. Oh, just using his left hand to swat the ball out right at the beginning of the throwing motion. I don't think his arm was going forward, so I think this is going to stand. What a play for the Royals right at the end of the half. Oh, my goodness.
Ralph Leopold's partner in crime at defensive tackle, Corey Brooks, with the scoop and score. And Charlotte now have a 4-point lead after that extra point there from Douglas. Wow, you said it. New York minute, quick change, and now Rochester right back where they were midway through the first quarter.
Gosh, I mean, that's just, you have all the momentum. Pioneers call timeouts to get the ball back. Matt Wilson's looking good. All of a sudden, for the first time, really, they're getting pressure that's not really coverage sack pressure. They're getting pressure kind of right away. Matt Wilson almost got rid of the ball, but instead, strip sack, touchdown, and now Rochester's looking at a 4-point deficit, and Charlotte gets the ball at the beginning of the second half. So this is a big swing. No, actually, Rochester gets the ball.
Rochester does get the ball. Scott Allen back deep to return here for the Pioneers. Looks to bring it out, close to his own end zone, trying to look to the outside, but it was pretty well contained up the 22-yard line. They will start their next drive at the 22 with 33 seconds to go. So I just wonder whether or not they're going to be aggressive or give the ball up to Casey Mears, who's done a pretty good job tonight on the ground.
Oh, Mears has done great. I think you hand it off to her, see what happens, but don't get too aggressive here because you're getting the ball back. You don't want to do anything silly.
Minimal gain that time. Bottle up at the line of scrimmage. Don Johnson on the tackle, 2-yard gain, and the clock winds.
Yeah, they're just going to go into the half.
Final seconds ticking away. They will hike it one more time, see what Mears can do, and Charlotte step up at the end of the half. They come away with a defensive touchdown, a scoop and score to get them back the lead. 14-10, your score here at halftime. Royals on top of the Pioneers. John, break this one down. It's been a pretty fun UFL primetime game.
Absolutely. You'd expect some good running plays in a snowy game, and we've gotten that. Two really nice running backs here. Obviously, Curtis with a huge touchdown run. Mears, on the other hand, also putting in some really great work. Matt Wilson's been really outstanding. This huge connection to Anderson for that long touchdown, but also the victim of that strip sack that put the Royals back up at the end of the half. What an exciting first half. A little bit of everything. Good defense, good offense. We'll see if Clemens can get the passing game going for Charlotte. That's the thing that they have to do to, I think, put their stamp on this game.
And we'll take a break. Don't go anywhere. UFL Primetime continues after this.
This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
And welcome back here to opening week of the UFL. I'm Tyler Falk. He's John Warren. Welcome back to Rochester, New York, where the hometown Pioneers down by 4. Charlotte Royals have the lead. They will kick the ball off to Rochester. And an interesting stat here, out of the first games here in the UFL, only one home team has won. It's been a very, very weird start. 10 of 11 away teams have won. Charlotte with the lead now. It's good in their favor. You see the score lines there. Miami over New Orleans and a few other scores coming up here. But that's a shocker right there. The Young Bucks, the Stags, over the Dragons by 3.
Yeah, that was a shocking result.
Mears, unfortunately, picking up right where she left off, and that's going backward. Good tackle there from Brooks. Or that's going to be Whitington this time. My apologies.
I mean, you gotta. Matt Wilson's got to shake things off, get this offense going. I think they should maybe go back to being a little bit aggressive, test this Charlotte defense a little bit. That was such a kind of a shell shock ending to the half. You don't want to sit with that too long. So these handoffs to Mears might be good, but I want to see Matt sling it a little bit.
Hey, watch the slant.
Another handoff for Mears, and she will sneak through a couple tackles and pick up a good solid gain of about 7 yards.
Yeah, it was a good run to set up a third and manageable here. So opens up the playbook for Matt Wilson and the rest of this offense.
4 wide receivers all tight against the line. Wilson looking for an out route cut, trying to turn the field. It does. Oh, what a burst of speed and a move up to the 10-yard line. Goes Justin Raside.
Justin Raside, second-year player. Those high shoulder pads.
And he's got all the extra protection, doesn't he, there, John?
Well, he might need it. He's not a big guy, 5'9", 184, but look at that speed and agility. Took a big hit there. That's why he needs the pads.
He's going all water boy on us with the shoulder pads, with the elbow bracers, just trying to make him look bigger. And because he's so small, a little bit with those big pads and with how nimble he is with him being so small stature, it's caught some of the defenders off guard. And we'll see what they can do here. Mears gets the call here. She might only get just a yard or two before she's brought down.
Yeah, I like Matt Wilson getting other receivers involved. We haven't seen Dejon Swan yet. Really talented rookie.
Another run. Mears fighting forward, and that one was for a good gain as well. 3rd and short upcoming here for the Pioneers.
Yeah, we'll see what they decide. They're kind of in no man's land, so I kind of wonder if this is 4-down territory, but might be just hand off to Mears here.
And off middle, Mears, yes, 1st down. Whitington can't get there in time, and so the Pioneers will move the chains.
Yeah, just move the chains. Don't do anything silly. Get another set of sticks. Whittington there with the tackle, but it's not enough. Gosh, she's so strong. Pushing Henderson out of the way with her forearm to make room up the middle. Really talented back.
And off again, Mears, and Charlotte's had enough. 3 consecutive runs by Mears, and the Charlotte says not this time.
No thanks. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is a good place for Charlotte to make their stand here. They don't want to give up any points and get Rochester back into it.
Fake fullback dive pitch, left side Mears, and she gets gobbled up in the backfield by Canimbrel Carr. 2nd tackle for loss by the outside linebacker.
Yeah, that was just Carr reading this the entire way, not falling for the juke, not even falling for the fake. Had the pitch scouted. That's just a heads-up play from an outstanding linebacker.
On the ready. Check, 59.
So 3rd and long here for Matt Wilson and company. 4-man rush. Wilson going to try and tuck it and run, and he gets through. He's got room to go. He's going to get the 1st down. The immobile quarterback picks up the 1st down, and it is going to be a flag, a face mask, add more yards onto that.
Wow. I don't know how Matt Wilson escaped that first kind of log jam at the line, but did it, and then ran all the way past the 1st down. Had a hand in his face mask, tack on an extra 15. That's a gutsy play for Matt Wilson.
That's just the difference between Wilson and Clements. Wilson tucks it and runs. Clements stands in the pocket hoping something gets open. Mears carry up the middle, down a yard shy of the line to gain.
Yeah, even with that turnover, I mean, Matt Wilson was trying to get rid of the ball earlier on that strip sack. He is a decisive quarterback, which is, again, like you said, the difference between he and Clements, especially in this game.
Now from the 2, handoff, Mears, nowhere. Whitington takes her down 2 yards behind the line.
Well, they could technically get a 1st down without scoring a touchdown here, so we'll see if they decide to hand it off or if they take a shot to the end zone.
I know everything in that playbook's wide open.
Here we go. Here we go.
They do have a bunch set left side. Woods.
Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go.
A little bit further back at the tight end. Raside, far left. Wilson looking middle. Caught on a quick little stop. No one was there in time. Touchdown, Matt Wilson. Second one of the game. Devontae Christensen's first.
Yeah, Devontae Christian there, just a little turn back route right there. It stops right in the middle of the end zone. Perfectly timed pass. That had been a second later, that would have been broken up or maybe even intercepted. Good decision from Matt Wilson, and they are back on top here in front of their home crowd.
We've seen the first two primetime games go a little bit off kilter in the second half, but right now here in Rochester, we've got a good one, a 3-point game. Pioneers 17, Royals 14. And the snow still coming down hard here in Rochester here, John. And well, the second time we'll mention it tonight. It's good to see snow in a simulated football game as well.
It's a blast. I mean, it affects all parts of the game too. It's fun to see, feels nostalgic, feels good to see on your TV. It's good stuff. Yeah, I don't know if the players are really enjoying themselves. I don't know if the coaches are enjoying themselves, but you know what? We're enjoying ourselves, and I hope you're enjoying yourselves at home as well.
Especially with that sub-zero wind chill as well here in New York.
That's a difference maker, yeah.
We're here in the booth, and it's nice and warm here in the booth. But
yeah, we got the space heaters blasting, so
yeah,
we're doing all right.
I feel bad for the players, and especially these Charlotte Royals, who are more used to a little bit more temperate weather down in Carolina. But here in Rochester, they've had to suit up a little bit. You can see Clements there with the arm sleeves as he gets that back to work for their first drive. It's an RPO over the middle. Cotton on the run. Good little speedy wide receiver. Gets about 15.
But with sacks counting against passing yards, they're still not in the black. Ours are the Charlotte Royals, so they're still in the red here. They need to get some more passing going from Clements.
Entered the break with negative 21 passing yards, and they will go further into the red. Good move by Joe Allen, who already has a pick tonight and probably one of the prettiest catches you will see in the UFL this week.
Yeah, Joe Allen with that toe tap interception in the first moments of the game, making a good tackle there. Had that scouted the entire way. I think that might have actually technically been not a pass, because I think it might have been behind him, but still they lost a yard.
Pitch right side, Curtis, and he couldn't figure out what to do with the football. That will lose him 4 yards.
B.K. Vincent just absolutely scouted this one. They're not being fooled by this play calling at all. Curtis just has absolutely nowhere to go. I mean, that's not on him. He just absolutely had nothing to do with that many red shirts in the backfield.
Here we go. 30 base.
So 3rd and long here for John Clements.
Ready?
Play action, blitz coming, deep shot, middle, incomplete, just a little bit too far for his intended target. And Charlotte will punt for the 4th time.
Well, I don't hate the idea. Clements has got to start doing something, but you got to be accurate with your passes in the snow and it's cold. It's hard to really get a firm grip on the ball. It was just overshot. He had a receiver up the sideline as well. That might have actually been more open, but didn't go for it.
Back to punt again. Got to pay Jimmy Smith some overtime here tonight. And that return goes nowhere, leveled at his own 17-yard line. So here comes the Pioneer offense once again. First half was pretty good, 64 yards for Mears, 9 attempts on just 19 yards. Really been stymied a little bit, but it didn't hurt them too much last time as they were able to march down the field for a touchdown.
Get that quarterback D-line. Get that quarterback D-line. D-line.
There's the 42nd play from line of scrimmage for Rochester. They're doubling. They have now doubled Charlotte's total at just 21 offensive plays, John.
Yeah, this has been a dominant game in terms of time of possession. And Matt Wilson getting this offense more balanced. That's been, I think, the big difference in how they've been moving the ball.
Handoff left side, Evertage. He's got a lane on the outside, and then not bounced out of bounds on the 34. You said it, partner. Take it away.
Absolutely great blocking there to set that edge. Everage still fast and nimble enough to hit it fast, but blocking, that's where it all starts. That was a really well executed run for the first down there. So great job mixing it up, giving Casey Mears a little bit of a break, setting a great edge for the backup Everage.
3 tight ends right for Rochester, now in motion. Goes Aaron Stanley as here comes a blitz, and Wilson gonna try and tuck it in, run out of the outside, got a block at the outside. He just runs out of bounds, maybe smartly not wanting to risk a hit here in the frigid temp.
Yeah, he had some daylight, but I get why. I get why he runs out of bounds. He didn't have a whole lot of options ahead of him. But good move. He didn't like what he saw downfield.
Here's no play action. Wilson scanning. Deep bomb, looking for someone, and caught it! First and goal, Rochester. A hell of a catch from Dijon Swan.
We have not called Dijon Swan's name. I pointed out how he's not involved. And look at this jump ball. Actually a little bit underthrown. 2 defenders. It doesn't matter. He jumps up. 5'10", towering above the defenders with that leap. What athleticism and what a catch for Dijon Swan, setting up a first and goal.
Swan went flying, and now Mears trying to put some more points on the board. Can only muster up maybe a yard at best.
Ah, what a catch. I mean, we've had a couple of great catches tonight. Obviously, that incredible interception earlier from Joe Allen, but wow. Dijon Swan said, hey, look at what I can do.
And Mears trying to bust it back inside with a juke, and she will be blasted at the 5-town. And she's been sent to Boomtown when this is Boomtown.
Yeah, she's taken some hits here. I actually think she had it on the near side if she had just kept cutting outside, but still a good game.
Wilson on 3rd down, looking left side, caught! Touchdown! Pioneers again! They double their touchdown tally here in the 3rd quarter.
That's Wood, the tight end, an outstanding target for Wilson here. Just gets open. That was a pitch and catch. That was an easy play. Maybe the easiest passing play we've seen all night from either team.
And
obviously
there it is.
Had to get the ball over. There it is from Pylon Cam.
Love our pylon cam here in the UFL, and here comes the extra point from Derek Aikens. Snap spot kick is up, and it is good. 24-14 now the score from Rochester as the Pioneers look to become only the 2nd team here in opening week to come away with a victory.
Well, this is a proud hometown crowd. I mean, this crowd really loves this team. It's a rough and tumble kind of fan base, and they are excited to be out here in the cold. This is a packed house. I would not expect that -15 wind chill, and yet they're all out here. They're smiling. They're cheering on for their team. So yeah, it would make some sense that Rochester becomes the 2nd team this week to defend their home turf.
Ochea Timbers again going to be back to return. He's had a couple of decent returns tonight. See what he is able to do here on this one as he tries to bounce it out to the right-hand side. As we go back to SFL headquarters quick for Cameron Irvine, our AI expert. And what have you seen here in this 3rd quarter that's really shot Rochester out to this extended lead?
Yeah, I think Casey Mears is able to get going on early downs, and each playbook is down and distance specific. You've got 1st down, 2nd and long, 2nd and medium, 2nd and short, et cetera, and so a lot of times it could be down and distance specific as Cooley gets another catch there on 1st, but sometimes it can just be a holistic thing. So we're really going to have to analyze how both teams have done at the end of the game in specific spots and specific moments to try and help them be the best team they can be moving forward.
Play action, Clements, he goes down again. Unblocked, it's the captain of the defense getting home in the backfield.
I mean, what a shot. That's Champ Brown, the strong safety, coming through untouched, wrapping him up, did his little dance, his little sack dance. I don't know what that move's called, but I like it. That's another sack that Clemens took. I wouldn't know if I don't think I'd put that all on him. He didn't have a ton of time. That was a good blitz call. And they're back in the hole again, 2nd and 19. Unbelievable.
We got to be closing in on double digits for sacks tonight. That's probably sack number 7 as we hit the quarter break. It's the 4th quarter here on UFL Primetime here on VFN. Glad to have your company. Rochester 24, Charlotte, 14. One more quarter to go. Welcome back to the final period here of this 3rd UFL primetime game here in week 1 of the UFL. Tyler Falk, John Warren on the call. That opening pass to begin the quarter is a bright spot. Did he pick up all 19 in the first play? No, not 18 and a half for James Cooley.
Yeah, Cooley has really come alive here in the second half, and they need him. I mean, Clemens has got to get his receivers going, and Cooley is really the best of the bunch.
And Clements looking left side is out of the hands in this sellout crowd of 38,203. Probably getting to the head of Clements. Now it's 4th and inches. Will they be aggressive?
Yeah, they're letting Clements hear it. I think you go for it. I really do. You're on the road. You're down 10. See if you can pick up a couple inches. If you can't, that's tough.
Here they go. I formation. They're going to pass. Clements. Did he find someone? No. 5 yards pass away from the nearest receiver, and it's a turnover on downs.
Oh, I hated that call. I understand the idea there. You want to take a shot, but you just got to pick up an inch there, and now you've given the Pioneers unbelievable field position with a running back like Mears who can really grind it out.
It just looked like that ball just slipped out of his hand more than anything. 1st and 10.
Yeah.
And it will be delayed handoff to Mears to begin the drive, but don't count out this Charlotte defense just yet. They've been pretty good at stopping the run in times like this.
They have. They've known when to clamp down, and obviously Mears has had a much less explosive second half.
Mears trying to find her way up the middle. She gains 5, and here comes a 3rd down.
Big 3rd down here for the Royals. They got to get a stop here to get the ball back and try to narrow the distance between them and Rochester.
Backs in the backfield. Wilson will throw over the middle. Caught in the post route. A little shifty move and a flag again.
And
another face mask on Charlotte. And tack on another 15.
Justin Reside there with a really shifty catch. Again, Mr. Tall shoulder pads, making the moves you got to make in the middle of the field, and almost like a basketball player drawing contact. Almost kind of drew a face mask with his shiftiness. You don't know what to grab. You just got to grab something, and that's what Reside did there.
Average through the middle, shifty move, 12-yard rushing score. And Rochester are breaking this one open like a piñata.
You are right about that, partner. That is just a killer for the Royals. Give up that big pass play to Reside, and then it's Average, who's been really nice in relief of Mears this evening. I mean, obviously Mears has been the featured back, but Average has had a couple of really great runs, punctuated by that touchdown. That's going to put them up by 17, barring this extra point.
Atkins to attempt the extra point. Snap spot. Kick is up, and it is good. No trouble there with the kick, and Rochester extend their lead 31-14. And these fans here in Rochester have been treated to a really good game and have seen this team who maybe this is their best chance here, partner. This Rochester team coming into tonight they were not projected. They're right now number 5 in terms of the power rankings from preseason, and they're playing like it here tonight.
Yeah, this is a really good showing. I mean, I think it starts on defense. Obviously, Clements has got some kind of, I think, mechanical issues as a quarterback that he's got to kind of work through in terms of his decisiveness. But don't just credit the Pioneers defense. They've been outstanding tonight, aside from really that one massive play from Chris Curtis.
Timbers with a decent little return up to the 27-yard line, and that is where the Royals will take over. They're down to the hole here, John, and they tried to go for it on 4th down last time, and the pass was incomplete, and so they'll have to try and do it again here.
Well, the problem for the Royals offense is that the thing that they need to do is the thing that they have been very bad at all game, which is passing the ball downfield, and they've got a lot of ground to make up.
Clements, pressure coming, floater near side, and he trying to hit Curtis, but something is not clicking for John Clements here tonight. A lot of wayward passes. He's not wearing a glove on his throwing hand or offhand, which might be attributing to why he's been unable to pass the ball effectively with accuracy tonight. That's a better pass, caught for a gain of maybe 2 or 3 yards.
It was better, but he couldn't get him in stride. I mean, these passes are just inaccurate enough that if they're not total overthrows, the receivers having to make adjustments that kind of stop the momentum and make it a bit harder to get more yardage.
They're going to rush back to the line here. Clements going to try and air it out over the middle. That one is incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Dylan Boone, who couldn't haul it in with the hit, and it's 4th and 9.
It didn't look like a bad pass. I couldn't really tell here if Boone even really got his hands on it. We'll see better from this angle. Oh, he just dropped it. I mean, Vincent did come back to the ball, but that's just a drop. You have to make that. And they're going to go for this at 4th and 9. Wow.
Almost have to. Even deep in their own territory. Going to be aggressive. Clements, pressure coming again. Pass middle, incomplete. Just like the 4th down play from a few plays ago. And Rochester will set up their offense in prime real estate.
Yeah, this is just a really wonderful showing from Rochester's defense. They've only given up 7 points. Obviously, the strip sack put up another 7, but that they don't get credit for that. This has been a really massive showcase for this Rochester defense. They look really solid. It looks like they could probably take on just about any team in the league with how confident they're playing.
Here's first carry through the middle on the drive, and that's a good run up to inside the 15-yard line. Now over 100 yards rushing today.
Yeah, take a bow. Casey Mears. She's had a really good game. Obviously a bit slower in the second half, but doing what she needs to do. That nice carry puts her over 100. These backs have been really talented and impressive tonight for the Pioneers.
Here's again on the call, this time unable to escape the tackle, gaining only about 2 up to the 13.
Yeah, the Royals have to kind of decide what kind of team are they. I don't think this defense did not really have trouble until the second half here, but
Wilson gonna tuck it in and run. Oh, but great move on the outside, saving a touchdown. Was the right end Jack Bates.
Yeah, Bates with the second sack of the game. Nice play there. Matt Wilson thought he had it. I think if he had escaped Bates there, he might have actually had a touchdown, but Bates smart to wrap him up.
He did a great job of disengaging from the lineman to get off the edge and stop Matt Wilson. 3rd and 10 from the 14-yard line. Wilson under center. He's going to look to throw. Blitz coming from the right-hand side. Wilson has time. Hits the man underneath. Trying to find extra space. Thrown down after a short pickup. And that will force a 4th down and a field goal opportunity to make it a 20-point game.
Check down to Mears. Probably smart. Don't get too aggressive. Don't turn the ball over. Mears not able to make anything happen with that. Just get it. Just get down. It's fine. Set up a field goal. Go up by 20. I don't hate the play call. I don't hate the conservative nature of that drive.
This will be about a 31-yard attempt from the right hash. Snap, spot kick is up, and it is good for 3 points. 34-14. Rochester on top of Charlotte. We got to remind you that tomorrow UFL action continues at 7 p.m. Eastern with game night, headed by the Dakota Rhinos hosting the Houston Herd. followed by our primetime game between the Cleveland Bandits and Albuquerque Adams at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. The UFL lives on the Virtual Football Network.
Game night's a lot of fun. If you haven't checked out game night yet, it's a lot of fun.
It's fun for both players and
box.
fans.
It's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
And the big part about it is for all you UFL players out there and all for you fans, if you watch during game day, you'll be able to win progression boosts for your team that you're on or the team that you support. So that's a massive importance to watch the triple box, because you never know what you might see. We saw a lot of great plays. We saw DC nearly come all the way back to beat Milwaukee. And so I'd say we've got a lot of fun to look forward to here on UFL Game Day. Clements looking left-hand side. That one is knocked away by Allen, incomplete.
Joe Allen having himself a game, breaking passes up, and with that huge interception at the beginning. It's one of the premier defensive backs in the league.
Clements looking underneath that ton is caught. Good little move to try and find extra yards. That'll be about 7. Brings up 3rd and short here for Charlotte. They got to get a move on.
Yeah, they gotta hurry up here. They gotta start moving the ball way down the field.
Clements looking underneath near side, caught and with room to work up the sideline. Finally ushered out of bounds at the 46-yard line. 3rd reception for Boone tonight.
Yeah, Boone's been a nice target when he's when Clements is throwing the ball accurately. And that was a good move there from Boone to get the first down.
See how aggressive and how well disciplined this Rochester defense is. They're allowing everything short, not forcing Charlotte to really try and beat them deep. And right now, this underneath and outside stuff's really been working. Another first down for the Royals.
Yeah, I mean, often in these no-huddle situations, we look at each other and say, hey, where was this earlier? And this time I kind of mean it. I mean, they really weren't going for these kind of outside, work the sideline, 8-yard, 10-yard, 11-yard passes. I think maybe they're looking at, a formula to go forward. Of course, this game's not over yet. If they score on this drive, might have something going.
Clements gonna look deep left side corner out, caught near the 20-yard line. Another first down, and now Clements is heating up. Caught by Cooley.
Yeah, that's the best pass that Clements has had all night. Just accuracy, touch, Cooley there on the sideline, able to come down with it. That was a great play.
Clements now from the red zone. Time running out, and it evaporates on him. Cornish's second sack of the game, and Clements gonna have to peel himself from the turf again.
He is frustrated too. You saw him flip the ball and shove away the defender. It's just frustration. Our quarterback has not had a great night.
One-man rush here on 2nd and long. Clements gonna tuck it and try and run through the middle, and slides down after maybe picking up a yard or 2.
Yeah, that's not his bread and butter. We've seen Matt Wilson tuck and run and make some good moves. But Clements needs to do more of that. I mean, even if he's just getting a couple of yards and sliding like he did on that play.
Clements going to try and look to throw. Wide receivers looking tired out there. Pass caught middle. Inside the 10 down to about the 6-yard line. They're going to go back to the line. 1st and goal, Royals.
Yeah, they're going to slow some things down here and call a play. Oh, no, they're not. They're going to go no huddle. Trying to score right away.
4-man rush. Clements trying to find a chink in the Rochester armor. That one looking for Cooley, incomplete.
He needed to get rid of that about half a second earlier. Otherwise, that would have been a touchdown to Cooley there in the end zone. It's been a good drive from Charlotte. They need more of this going forward.
And they cap it off with points here with 4:40 to go. Left in regulation, handoff this time. That one goes nowhere. Watts on the call. Curtis out for a play. Comes back in now. 3rd and goal.
They've taken a lot of time off the clock.
Watts is still in. Curtis still on the sideline. Looking left side, wide open, caught, touchdown! Levon Calhoun's first catch and score. It's now back to within a 2-score game.
Yeah, Calhoun just perfect route, and also just left his defenders in the dust. Good play call there. They saw that side was a little bit weak. No one really out there. Good play call by Clements in this offense. Touchdown. We'll see what they decide to do here. If they decide to get aggressive, try onsides, get the ball back. This game's not over yet.
They're going to have to be aggressive. I would expect nothing less than an onside kick as TJ Douglas hacks home the extra point. Now 34-21 Rochester as the Royals will now set up for an onside kick.
2.5 minutes to go, 72 yards. They're going to have to speed things up just a little bit, I think, which is a tall order, but they took a lot of time off the clock. I did like the way they ran no huddle. I did like the way they worked the sideline. That seemed to be effective. At least they worked sidelines that Joe Allen wasn't on, and it was effective. So, good drive. They needed more of this early.
As both teams get ready, no, Charlotte is going to kick this one away. Interesting decision. We'll get Cam's take on it here in just a moment. Actually, we'll go to him now as that kick started the back of the end zone. We saw a lot of hurry up early, Cam, from Charlotte at the 9-minute mark, but they don't decide to go an onside kick here.
Yeah, it's something that the league has seen, especially tonight. We've seen 3 onside kicks, or 3 lack thereof onside kicks tonight. We had some in our previous block, but looking at that specific situation between score and clock as to whether you kick an onside kick or kick it deep might be something worth exploring. With that being said, Charlotte might be just electing to play some defense and take a more conservative approach. Tough to say live in real time. We'll take a look at it.
Well, thank you, Cam. That's the best part about this league is Mears keeps the legs churning and fighting all the way to the 35-yard line. That's the best part about the UFL here, John, is the league is able to go in and make these changes to make the teams feel more lifelike and authentic to how football plays outside of this simulation engine.
Yeah, we got access to the bones of this whole thing. We can move them. However, it makes the game more realistic and lifelike, and I think that's a really cool, really cool accomplishment.
And that's a good carry from Mears to get the first down on 3rd and inches. And
Killer
Rochester, yes, they're trying to kill this clock, kill any hopes that the Royals have left in this football game.
Yeah, that's pretty much the game in a nutshell. Clements there on the bench by himself, bummed and freezing.
He's probably bummed, freezing, stretching, trying to rub out some of the welts he's received from getting hit so many times, for how many sacks he's gotten already. As the Royals will take their first time out shortly before the 2-minute warning. .2:28 to go here in Rochester, New York. Tyler Falk and John Warren on the call. We are so excited to have all of you with us here on 2nd and 4. We'll kick it back to UFL headquarters as Mears gets a good call and gets tripped up by her legs at the 50-yard line. Second timeout for the Royals. Back over to the UFL headquarters in Cameron, Irvine.
Yeah, I just wanted to say in real time, I thought, you know what, Tyler, that's an interesting question. We should look that up. So we dug into the code, found the answer in like 10 seconds, okay? Right now, UFL rules have an onside kick happening with one score under 2 minutes to play, 2 scores with 1 second to 4 minutes remaining. So there you saw a little bit over 4 minutes to go. It was a 2-score game. Charlotte elected to kick it deep. That's something that we could tweak in 5 seconds as you see Charlotte trying to call timeouts to preserve clock, so that when you're down by 2 scores, maybe you kick the onside kick a little earlier. What do you think, Tyler? When should that take effect?
Ooh, I think it almost depends on the aggressiveness of a certain team. If a team is more aggressive than the next, I'd say maybe 5 minutes. But it's the cool factor about the UFLs. We're able to figure out what we want. As Mears to the right side, she is out of here. Touchdown. Rochester Pioneers, a 47-yard rushing touchdown to put this one to bed.
Well, I mean, all they need to do is run out some clock, but while the blocking is just there and Mears just protecting the ball with her life, still with unbelievable breakaway speed. She's had a hell of a game, and this is well, they're going for going for 2 here.
Gonna rub more salt into the wound. Are you kidding me, Rochester? Hand off Mears.
Back in here.
Nothing to it. Yeah, get back in here, Kim. Talk us through what's going with that 2-play conversion. You just want teams to rub salt in the wound. You want it to hurt? Yeah, that's all I need to see right there.
In the second half, a coach, whether they're winning or losing, right, is trying to find that magic formula. So part of the code is that if you have a 19-point lead, you're going to try to go up by 3 touchdowns and go up by 21. There's no time variable to that code. And so in a game like this, when there's 2 minutes left, it kind of seems like a slap in the face. But because there's no time code to it, just is what it is. Going for 2, trying to make it 21.
Thank you, Cam.
Thanks, Cam.
As we get back to this one, 40-21 your score now here in New York. And I've got to say, we've seen a lot of close scores in some instances, but we've seen roughly around 40 to 50 points scored. These 60 points combined between the two clubs, very rare and far and few between here in the early sample size which we have here, John.
Yeah, exciting, and you wouldn't expect a 60-point game in the snow. So that's really, I came in thinking, okay, we're gonna have a defensive battle, we're gonna have a classic, old Green Bay, Chicago, grind it out, run game in the snow here. But instead, we've seen some high octane offense and some breakaway speed. And this has been a really fun game.
61 points ties the season highs between Cincinnati and Austin, which went 38-23. Flag on the play as Curtis got the dump off. And it will be our 3rd face mask of the game. This is the first one on Rochester.
First one on Rochester, and Clemens took a huge shot right after releasing the ball too. So talk about insult to injury. He's got to be banged up. This is such a hard type of weather to get hit in the first place. He's been hit a bunch.
We should pass the 2-minute warning now. Clements looking left side, caught on the move inside the 30, down to the 29-yard line. Goes Walker, as Charlotte will try and get back to the line here in a hurry.
Hey, let's go. Get set. Mike 22.
Pretty wide here for Clements. Back to pass, looking deep. Has a man. It's Cooley, but he couldn't haul it in. What a hit. Jarring the ball free. Incomplete. Antayumi.
Oh, that was just a massive shot to break up the ball. It's one of those hits where that's the difference maker between a touchdown and a drop. So good play there by Yumi.
Clements, oh my gosh, look at the defensive line just wearing down the offensive line, and Allen nearly came away with another pick. Oh, it's caught. Oh my goodness. What a catch from Ionjo Abutsarabo. Oh.
Jackrabbit, let's go.
That's a ridiculous catch.
Clements going to try and find him again, and they get to him again. Rochester,
Cornish.
3rd sack of the game. 8 sacks in total for the Pioneers tonight.
Hey, let's go. Come on. Mike 22, he's fired.
No huddle. Clements back to throw again. Coming again. Cornish nearly got to him this time. That one, Walker holds it, fends off a tackle, and spins down to around the 13-yard line. Under 40 seconds to go. Charlotte have no timeouts, just playing out the stretch. A score here would give us the highest scoring game in week 1. Clements. Back corner, picked!
No.
Another brilliant interception by this Pioneer defensive back car. And this time it's Sedarius Tarver.
Tarver with the toe tap. They must do this in practice every week. These cornerbacks really good at coming down with both feet in. I mean, you're not going to see receivers make catches this good on most squads. So this Pioneers defense, they ought to be really proud of themselves tonight, getting after Clements, intercepting footballs. This has been a really dominant defensive performance. Don't let the 21 points fool you. They gave up 14 technically, and really 7 of those were in garbage time. So this has been an outstanding performance from the Pioneers.
Mr. Patineri, Dr. Patineri, I apologize. Again, me and John were working on this pregame. I know Joe Aburatsabu. Or is it Bo? You correct me in there, but that won't matter anymore. Rochester take home the win here in the snow and cold. 40-21, your final.
What a game for this hometown. Coming in just so cold, so frigid, so exciting. Week 1, they get the big victory. Matt Wilson looking very, very good, except for that one strip sack. Otherwise, just had a nearly perfect game. And the run game from the Pioneers also very impressive. This has been an interesting introduction to the Pioneers this season. Yes, they've been the punching bag of the UFL in a lot of ways, but I think this home crowd should have a lot of hope about this team, especially on the defensive side.
The preseason game went their way. This, their opener, their season opener goes their way. Although Curtis with a good long 71-yard touchdown, Brooks there with a scoop and score, but it was all Rochester in the second half, holding Charlotte nearly scoreless in that second half. 2 takeaways to 1 takeaway, another stat to look into, but these defensive backs here, John, for Rochester, did it all tonight.
Yeah, they did it all. They were aggressive against the receivers. Good receiving core for the Royals, but Rochester was ready for him. Clements, really the story of the night, I think, in terms of their struggles. He just was not super decisive with the football, had some inaccuracy, but a lot of credit should go to this Rochester defense, too. They were outstanding. 184 yards for Casey Mears. That's just an incredible day at the office for her. And just a lot of really, really talented players making big plays. We saw the big play from the rookie, John Swan. Lots of players getting involved in Rochester's offensive attack in the second half. It's a lot of fun to see, and this is such a fun game in the snow.
Absolutely, and that is a front look at the stats. So glad to have you with us. Stay tuned for more UFL action tomorrow when we go back to UFL Game Day and another UFL Primetime game. For John Warren, Cameron Irvine, I've been Tyler Falk. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.